Safety. It's a big thing in the workshop. If you don't feel safe doing something, or you just don't feel comfortable, don't do it. You're the only person who can keep you safe. And if you don't do it, no one else can. Okay, well, I'm afraid I messed up with the camera. The little disc ran out, and I carried on turning. What I've done, I've switched back to this cutter after finishing the end. So I hollowed in steps down to the bottom. So I've really finished roughing out. And when I was getting close to the bottom, I put this little bit of tape here. I looked at where the bottom's going to be when I cut it off, and I put the tape so it was level with the mouth. So you can see the thickness of the bottom there. I'm almost finished. I can just feel a little hollow in the middle from the hole that was drilled. I really need to be right on the center line here, which on this lathe is 10 1/4 inches. Has to come down a smidgen. A little too much. So when I'm at the full depth, I need to be at 10 1/4. There, right on. Good. So hopefully I should be able to clean up right across the bottom in the center now. I'm going to have to smooth it up. Just check the wall thickness here. I don't know if you can see that. This is a homemade gauge. So I've got it set about 1/2 inch. So if I have a 1/4 inch gap, I know that I'm about a 1/4 inch thick. Just see if we can clean up across the bottom there. Oh yeah, I'm flat across the bottom. Pleased with that. So I'm going to change back to the round scraper cutter. And very lightly just smooth out this area down at the bottom. Now because the cutter bolts up against the bottom face, the height should still be set right. This little 1/8 cutter, square high-speed steel. The top, which is flat, was against the face on the bar. So when I put this one on, the flat face will be on the top. I'm just going to give it a little hone. Yeah, very sharp. Now we have a nice fresh edge. Yeah, the tape is kind of sticking on the bar there. So it's just on the top now. The bottom is bare metal. Oh, you have to trim a little more off. Feels like there's a little ledge there to me. Yeah, there's a little ridge just here. See if I can feel it with the tool. Yes. Oh yeah, I can feel the profile with the lathe stop there. Position that. Well, I'm very pleased with it so far. I'm starting to think of some modifications for the future, especially for the finishing. Wow, this is really fragile. It managed a very fragile cherry burl, so it can't be all bad. But I think I'd like to be able to tip the cutter down so that I have a negative rate. One way I could do that is to make that a pivot point so the arm would rotate around, the support arm. It would probably work better if the bar was straight, because with a bend in it, it will drop quite fast. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but I'm sure there's a couple of modifications that I'm going to make to this. Over the past few days, I've been checking on the internet, and there's a lot of these out there. A lot of people have made these. I didn't realize how many there was. So it's not unique. There's lots of these have been made by different people. I guess I'm just doing the same as everyone else. It works very well. I found the little 1/8 square bit there, the little high-speed steel bit, is a lot better for roughing. And I think that's because the surface contact area is a lot smaller. So one possibility would be to have holes in the end here for that little cutter. But the little clamp I made works okay. So I think we're going to let that go. I don't think we're going to attempt to do anything more to the inside. It's pretty even all the way down, as we can see with the gauge. I'll turn this over so you can see it. Yeah, all the way down I've got about the same gap all the way down, which there's holes in it too. So the thickness is pretty even. Okay, now in order to finish it, I'm going to have to part it off. So what I'm going to do is bring my live center up inside here and pack it with some paper tissue while I part this off. Then I'll turn a little jam chuck to fit the lip here, probably to fit the outside edge. I don't want to put any pressure inside because it's so weak. So while I arrange that, I'm going to turn the camera off and I'll come back when I'm going to part it off.